This is not a mayor problem. This is a 2K problem that they could easily fix. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. I was watching the mayoral debate. Shout out to the homies who are running for the mayor position of each affiliation. I saw the Southside Vipers, and I also saw the Beasts of the East mayoral debates. And I got to tell you, man, one of the biggest issues that a lot of these mayors and their candidates that are running for mayor are having out there is getting people to transfer over to their particular affiliation. Now, there's an ongoing issue that I think is out of their hands, and it was unfortunate to watch Ronnie not take ownership or at least play a part in helping the community in general, make it just a little bit easier for players to switch affiliations. For instance, is presenting an affiliation day where you can switch affiliations and there is no penalty. I can't understand how NBA 2K's biggest ordeal with affiliations over the last few years and not introducing them up until 2K21 on next gen, or reintroducing them, I should say. And one of their reasons is because they said that it kind of divides the community, but yet they tell us that we cannot play on another affiliation's court without receiving a penalty to our rep. Now, most players out there, when they're grinding, they're out there grinding for rep. How do you introduce a penalty and prevent players from going to different affiliations? Because I don't play on other affiliations courts. I barely play in the park. And there goes another issue that they discussed in the mayoral debate, saying that most players are going into the rec center. And why is that? This is not a mayor problem. This is a 2K problem that they could easily fix, especially with this upcoming patch. They could fix this ASAP if they just lift the penalty for switching affiliations on a particular day, which allows the community to switch affiliations to the choice that they prefer. You know, if they like a particular mayor, they may want to switch to that affiliation, but let alone there has to be some changes for the community to travel around this city that 2K has provided us with and play on different affiliations courts. Now, me and Jay Easy, we got to do a video about this. If you guys are out there, holla at Jay Easy. I had told him I'm ready, and I'm ready for you guys. If you guys want to start a podcast, me, Jay, and Brute, I would love to make that happen. I'm ready when you guys are. Holla at me. I'm here. Available, always accessible. But anyway, what I mean to say is they need to provide a different way of playing on affiliations courts. And I could think of something like Call of Duty. For instance, when you play domination and you gotta stay at a particular objective, right? You feel what I'm saying? And get more players, and then the other, as long as you hold down those objectives, or Road Company, you hold down a particular objective and the other team loses tickets. Now, to kind of get this in the way of 2K is, if we're winning, say I'm in Beast of the East and I go to the Western Wildcats. If I'm winning, we have a certain amount of tickets per day, or per session, or maybe there'll be a new session starting multiple times a day. But what's great about this idea is that you go over to the Western Wildcats, when you get a win on their court, then they lose a ticket. Same as if the Western Wildcats were on the Beast of the East and they're beating us, we're losing tickets. But here goes the balance between the communities, is that we need to take them, we would have to take any rival affiliation off our courts so that we can maintain our tickets. You feel what I'm saying? So we don't take a L and we lose a ticket. So it'll be a balancing act, and it'll force communication. It'll force how do you say, I don't know, it'll force people to communicate more. It'll force people to want to engage more with the game and with the player base. You feel what I'm saying? Because we would have to strategize, take our best players, take the best players of the affiliation, send them boys over to another affiliation to take tickets away from that affiliation for the day or the session. And then if we got a team of goats from another affiliation, then we have to call them back. Like, yo, we have to message them like, yo, we need you back at the Beast of the East to take these dudes off our courts because we keep losing tickets. You feel what I'm saying? This is exciting. This is what 2K should consider incorporating into the gameplay. It encourages engagement, and that's what most of all we want is engagement. From what I gathered in the mayoral debate is that there's a problem with 2K players wanting to play in the park. And the reason why they don't want to play in the park, one, is because there's not as much rep and there's no incentive for being out there in the park, let alone you got the issue with fades. And it's just not as much of an incentive. In the rec center, you could kind of limit the amount of cheesiness that is out there by playing a good amount of defense. And the lack of defense as far as 2K mechanics is what forces people to play a more organized type of game like rec or pro-am. They're not going out in the park because on a one-on-one you're just getting cooked. And I will cook y'all with my 6'8 playmaking 3-level scorer. It's just a fact. It's how it is. It's hard to guard one-on-one. And if somebody steps up to double team, then you're just dishing off to an open shot. And it's so easy to shoot this year that it just makes playing park a little bit more difficult. So people aren't really as engaged in the park, especially when there aren't things that'll keep them like entertained, keep those endorphins kicking in. There's nothing out there. Instead, they actually penalize you for traveling or attempting to play on a rival's court, and you gotta wait for like a rival day or something like that. It's just not a good look. So I think they need to offer a daily type of incentive to playing in the park. And one of those ideas that I have in mind is offering a ticket system that happens either multiple times per day in a session or just a whole day. This affiliation gets this amount of tickets, 1,000 tickets or something like that for the affiliation, for each affiliation. And the affiliation that ends the day with the most tickets, that upholds the most tickets, because they'd win a ticket if they win on an affiliation's court, or they'll lose a ticket if a rival affiliation beats them on their court. So this is like, this provides engagement. This provides other players an incentive to go on to another affiliation court. It encourages players to engage with each other and communicate with each other and strategize as a complete affiliation, as opposed to individual teams within an affiliation. So you guys let me know what you think about that idea. I would love to hear your feedback. If you guys got other ideas for encouraging engagement, encouraging just maintaining some type of social dynamic between the community so that we can get out there and park. I would love to start playing park again, and I intend to play park this weekend. So y'all come on out to our live stream. We would love to have you. Again, let me know in the comment section what you think. How could we make 2K better and get more players out to the park? This is not a mayor issue. This is a 2K issue that they can fix like that. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and or informative, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we're gonna have a ton of next gen content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy,